There's a quiet kind of intelligence that doesn't always shine through grades, titles, or conversations. It lives in stillness, in the person who pauses before speaking, who gets lost staring at rain, who feels time passing and wonders why it feels both infinite and fleeting. These are the deep thinkers, the ones whose minds never stop weaving meaning out of the ordinary. Psychologists describe them as people high in trait introspection, a tendency to analyze both the outer world and their inner one. They don't just experience things, they interpret them. Every emotion, every silence, every glance becomes a doorway into understanding. A 2010 study published in Cognitive, Affective, and Behavioral Neuroscience found that during moments of quiet reflection, the default mode network of the brain becomes active. The same network responsible for imagination, memory, and self-awareness. For deep thinkers, this network hums constantly. Even when they rest, their minds are mapping meaning. But this kind of mind can be both a gift and a burden. Because when you see everything deeply, you feel everything deeply too. You see not just what people say, but what they mean. Not just what happens, but why it happens. And when you see too much, life stops being simple. Deep thinkers live in layers. A smile can mean comfort or concealment. A goodbye can mean peace or regret. Their mind connects threads others don't even notice. It's what psychologist Daniel Kahneman might call slow thinking, the deliberate, reflective process that questions before it concludes. But in a world addicted to speed and certainty, slow thinkers often feel out of sync. You'll find them sitting quietly while others rush to speak, not because they have nothing to say, but because they're measuring the weight of words. They know what research calls meta-cognition, thinking about one's own thinking, and they live inside it. They analyze their reactions, their choices, their fears. They turn thoughts into mirrors until they can see themselves more clearly, even if what they see is uncomfortable. A 2012 study in Frontiers in Human Neuroscience showed that people who score high in reflective thinking demonstrate stronger neural connectivity between the emotional and analytical parts of the brain. That's why deep thinkers don't just think, they feel their thoughts. Logic and emotion intertwine. For them, feeling is a form of thinking. But that connection can make life heavier, because while most people can shrug off small disappointments, deep thinkers internalize them. They see patterns in rejection, meaning in silence. They notice the unsaid, and so they often carry the emotional weight of things that never even belonged to them. Psychologist Susan Nolan Hoeksema called this rumination, the repetitive replaying of thoughts and events in search of understanding. For deep thinkers, it's not about self-pity, it's about resolution. They want to know why things happened, what they could have done differently, what it all means. But the truth is, not everything does mean something. And that's the paradox of a deep mind. It can't stop searching for meaning, even in places where none exists. Still, this depth gives rise to extraordinary creativity. In a study by Kaufman and Gregoire, 2015, highly creative individuals were found to spend more time daydreaming and engaging with their internal worlds, traits central to deep thinking. Einstein once said, "I think and think for months and years. 99 times the conclusion is false. The 100th time, I am right." That's the rhythm of a deep thinker. Endless reflection, punctuated by revelation. But depth also breeds empathy. When you can see multiple perspectives, it becomes harder to take sides. You understand that hurt people hurt others, that cruelty is often fear in disguise, that no one is purely good or bad, only complex. This capacity for empathy, though beautiful, comes with emotional cost. Studies by Batson, 2011, on empathy fatigue show that people who are highly attuned to others' emotions are more vulnerable to burnout and emotional exhaustion. Deep thinkers often live at this threshold, where understanding becomes overwhelming. That's why they crave solitude. It's not loneliness, it's restoration. Because in silence, their thoughts can breathe again. They can process the flood of emotions they've absorbed from others. They can remember who they are when no one else's energy is pressing against them. In solitude, they find patterns that give life shape. They might write, paint, reflect, or simply stare out a window, following a thought until it becomes truth. They know that meaning doesn't arrive in noise. It arrives in quiet. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who coined the term flow, found that some of our most profound insights occur in solitude, when the mind is fully absorbed in reflection. Deep thinkers live in that state often, though it's not always peaceful. Sometimes their thoughts spiral. Sometimes they get lost in the labyrinth of their own mind. But even then, they're searching for understanding. And that search is sacred. Yet the modern world rarely honors depth. It celebrates speed, decisiveness, and certainty, qualities that deep thinkers naturally resist. While others post instant opinions, deep thinkers hesitate, not because they don't care, but because they care too much to speak without clarity. They know that words can heal or harm. They know that silence can be truer than speech. So when they stay quiet, it's not indifference, it's precision. If you love a deep thinker, you'll notice that they value understanding more than agreement. They don't need you to echo their beliefs. They need you to explore with them. Their love language is curiosity. Their affection shows in how attentively they listen, in how they remember the smallest details you've long forgotten, in how they see the meaning behind what you don't say. But they also move slowly. They test intentions like scientists test hypotheses, not out of mistrust, but self-preservation. They've seen how shallow words can sound, how easily truth can be faked. So when they finally let you in, it's because they've decided your soul is safe. And when they love with awareness,
not blindly, but consciously. Their love is not impulsive, it's chosen. That's the beauty of a deep thinker. They don't just feel life, they study it, honor it, cherish it. They remind us that not everything needs to be explained, that silence can be sacred, that some questions are meant to stay open. In the end, the psychology of deep thinkers reveals something essential about all of us, that every human being has the capacity to think deeply, to look inward, to question, to slow down enough to feel the pulse of life itself. But most of us forget. We trade reflection for distraction, stillness for stimulation.
Maybe that's why deep thinkers exist, to remind us that depth is not a flaw in a shallow world, it's a form of light. To remind us that thought, when done with intention, is not overthinking, it's reverence. Because to think deeply is to care deeply about truth, about connection, about what it means to be human. So if you're one of them, don't apologize for your silence. Don't dilute your thoughts to fit smaller conversations. The world needs minds like yours, minds that see the invisible, question the obvious, and turn chaos into meaning. Because deep thinking isn't just a way of understanding life, it's a way of honoring it. And in a world that moves too fast to feel, depth is its own kind of light. If this resonated with you, don't just scroll by. Join the conversation. Subscribe to our channel to explore more about the minds that see deeper, feel stronger, and question everything. Like this video if you've ever felt the weight and beauty of thinking deeply. Share it with someone who lives in reflection and silence. And comment below, what's the deepest thought you've had lately? Your insight could light up someone else's understanding. Dive in and let's honor depth together. And remember, here in Dark Reflections, we explore the depths of mind, meaning, and mystery.